everyone.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Funny Pair.
Where it's so funny.
Hold on, am I doing a Russian accent? Hello, everyone.
I don't know. I was kind of looking for a
back.
mix between like Gru and I don't know.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Make some applaud. Welcome back to Funny Pair. When two pairs on a pod may not be in the same orchard, but we're always ripe for a chat.
Yeah.
Crazy. Oh, yeah.
Big some
always
applause.
ripe for a chat. Yeah. I'm Madeleine. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Briahna. Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious.
Hello, everyone.
This is all staying in, by the way.
I just do that for every episode. I just go, hello, everyone. Welcome back.
I will be disappointed if you don't start every episode like that from now on.
Our intro plays, that comes on, people immediately click off.
Yep. They're like, oh, Jesus.
Nope. These people are annoying. Can't listen to this.
Man, these people.
Oh.
Well, hello, everybody.
I could do a different accent every time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. We'll have to try out all of our different accents.
I'll try it out.
Live on camera every time.
Yeah.
Or live on pod every time.
Yeah.
Well, hello. Welcome back. This is the Funny Pair. Or just Funny Pair. Not the funny pair. I mean, we are the Funny Pair, but like, you know, it's not called the Funny Pair. It's just...
Right.
Anyway. You actually have it. I just noticed in our script, you have it spelled wrong. You have Funny Pair spelled wrong. It's spelled like pear, like the fruit pear.
Oh my god.
Is it like that in every single one?
Probably.
I haven't even noticed.
Oops. Fake fan.
Okay, so it's, let me just tell you, Madeleine, it's pear because we're a pair. That's what a pair is, right? 1, 2. That's pear. Okay, and then a pear is a fruit. So it's like a play on words that we call everybody pears because we are a pair, P-A-I-R, and everybody else is pears, P-A-R-S.
Wait, I thought we just liked fruit, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we're two Oh.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
Das ist good. Anyway.
Oh, it's a pear, yeah.
Okay. What are we talking about today? Oh yeah, we're talking about our scars today.
But just our physical scars, not our mental scars, because we don't have 6 hours to deep dive.
Oh yes, that's going to take a while to peel back the onion layers, so to say. What is this episode?
You know, the Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man!
Oh, jeez.
She's married to the Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man! Let me just get my handy dandy mouse tool out and write down these tangents. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Where were we?
Okay, so
scars.
Today we're talking about scars. The physical kind, okay? We throughout life, you know, you get cuts, scrapes, bruises, so on and so forth. Scars is another thing that you develop. It shows that you've lived a life. If you actually
played,
you know,
as a kid, right? And you lived life.
Mm-hmm. Or if you're just like me and you scar very, very easily, and like the tiniest little cut can turn into a scar. That's another thing. Anyway, so that's what we're talking about today. Content warning for everybody. Okay, if you don't like to discuss or hear about discussing healthcare topics, the good, the bad, the ugly, then don't listen.
Just letting y'all know we're going to be talking about procedures and like, you know, health related topics. So we'll give trigger warnings before some if y'all have, you know, if there are sensitive ears or anything, but
yeah, I don't know that we're going to get like too nasty into the gory side of scars necessarily, but there might be. We'll see where it goes. I don't know.
My scars are kind of gross.
Oh, okay, then content warning.
I kind of put that there just for me. And then also the cancer word.
Oh, the
I don't know if people might be triggered about that. Sorry, we can cut that part out if that's a spoiler, but
no, it's not a spoiler.
I don't know if people be triggered by the cancer word.
Well, we didn't say trigger warning before we said the C word, so. And not the C-U-N-T word, the other word, okay?
I actually said that for the first time today.
Oh my god, I actually said that to my mom the other day. And she
serious?
was like, Briahna, I can't believe you said that. Because I don't like that word. That is like my least favorite word of all the words
I hate
in the
that word
entire
too.
English language.
I know, I hate it too.
I'm trying to remember, I think it was a license plate or something, and it had letters. Obviously, license plate have letters. Anyway, and I was trying to come up with like what the acronym is for the letters, and it was like BDLC or something like that, and I was like big little. Anyway, something like that. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Something.
I said it for the first time putting on these PJs. I was like, let me try them on. And so I put them on and I was like, ooh, okay. T. Oh, why did I say that? I was like, it's giving.
It's
giving. And then I tried it out and I was like,
she's serving.
Nope, I hated that.
She has a tray and she's serving.
Yes. I think I had these on too. I don't know. Maybe it was these. Like the mask, like that Jim Carrey movie where you put them on and you're like, it's giving. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
And then suddenly I take them off and I'm like, who was that? It's not me. Anyway.
I love that. Madeleine was just wearing a pair of sunglasses, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She said, I have these. And then she put on the pair of sunglasses.
And then she never
explained what that was.
Sorry. Yes. These are some new sunglasses we got.
Yeah. Fun fact, you're going to see a little refresher coming up in the next couple months of our graphic content. And so we've got some props. We're going to be introducing some props and stuff. So we got sunglasses for funsies and all that
matching
kind of stuff.
PJs.
Matching PJs. Just a little sneak peek into what's coming up. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, what's to come in probably June, I'd say.
Yeah, I think technically it's July.
Is it really?
Well, because so we haven't necessarily talked about this on the pod, but hey guys, we're gonna let you in on a little something. So typically how this is gonna go, maybe we've talked about it before, but we're gonna have seasons. Okay, so we're obviously in season 1 right now. Hi, how are you?
Welcome
to season 1. And then we're gonna take a couple weeks of a break just to kind of catch up, refresh some of our graphic design stuff.
Sleep.
Definitely sleep. Just catch up on life in general, maybe read some books.
Spend time with our loved ones.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler hasn't seen you for since you started the podcast.
Weeks.
So, yeah, we're just going to have a little mini break and then we'll come back with season 2. And that'll kind of be like the routine, we'll have a season and then a couple weeks of a break and then another season and then a break and so on and so forth. So,
yes.
And that's for our sanity, mean, not that this
and also for y'all too, because y'all probably need a break from us.
Yeah, we're a little crazy.
Is a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot
to handle. And so it not only is the break for us, but it's for y'all too, to breathe and
to be like, oh, thank God we don't have to listen to them again for a couple weeks.
Woo.
Oh, jeez.
My ears were bleeding. Especially after them screaming, the Muffin Man in my ear.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah.
Scars.
Our scars. Also, I just want to say here, I do this really dumb thing. I do a lot of dumb things, but this is just one of them. You know how in the Harry Potter movies, whenever Harry's scar hurts, he grabs his head and he goes, my scar, my scar. Oh. I'll do that, but
Madeleine,
I don't.
Just for funsies, you'll do that, or because your scar actually hurts?
As for funsies, to be dumb. But the thing is, one of my scars is in a really funny place.
Oh, that one, I see.
So if I bump into something and I like bump into it and go, ah, my scar.
That's kind of hilarious.
Spoiler alert, the scar's on my butt.
I actually completely forgot about that scar because we had like the same exact surgery within 2 years of each other or something. I completely forgot about that scar. Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
So
that's crazy.
I'll do that and I'll be like, oh, my scar.
I love that.
Stupid. I don't know.
No, I love that.
Don't ask me why to do anything. Oh my God.
Okay. Gosh, we're so off topic today. All right. Let's get into it.
I'm sorry. Okay.
No, it's okay. Okay, so 2. Hey guys, how are you? I have like 5 billion scars on my body. So that's a lie. So let's see. The first one.
Want to know where I got these scars?
Wait, what did you say?
I said, want to know where I got these scars?
What is that?
It's the Joker.
Oh, okay.
He's like,
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
I just said that and you were like, yeah, okay. Anyway.
I'm sorry.
I was like, ooh.
I'm sorry. Okay, moving on. So, the very first scar. The first scar that I have, if I can get it out, right? Okay. It's on my pointer finger on my right hand. I can't tell my left from my right sometimes, so give me a second to figure that out.
For the L and went, which one's the left?
Okay, so it's on my right hand pointer finger, and it's on like where your fingerprint is. That's the side that it's on, and it's the very top joint of your finger, like exactly where the fingerprint is, right? So it's a scar that runs from the knuckle up to like the middle of my finger, like a curved scar. And how I ended up getting that one was when you're younger, you make Valentine's Day boxes for school, right? And so I was at home, I was making one of those boxes. I want to say this was like 3rd grade, maybe something like that. And when I was making the box, I was trying to cut the box, like the corner of the box, I guess to make a slot for the things. I don't know. But anyway, I had a pair of kitchen scissors, and they're the kind that come apart, right? So like they spread apart and they pull, and then it's 2 separate pieces. And I was using one of the pieces, and I think I was using my left hand, and I was holding it with my right hand or something. And I was sawing the cardboard box with this scissor that had been disjointed. And it ended up slipping and slicing my finger open. Ooh. And I probably should have gone to the hospital and gotten stitches. But instead what I did is I ran to the bathroom, put a bunch of like toilet paper on my cut and just kind of held it there and whatever. And my dad was in the background. He's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Dad, I'm fine." And so he just kept watching TV, and I'm just in the bathroom like, oh my God, I'm bleeding out, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't say anything because, I thought I was going to get in trouble. So I didn't want to say anything. Aww. Anyway, so point is, that's where I got that scar. So now that scar is still there. You can't really see it if you're just looking at my finger, but if you kind of like take your finger and pull it back like this, it turns white. I don't know if you can even see it on the camera.
Yeah, I can see it.
But it turns white, and so that's where the scar is. It's probably like a 3/4 inch scar, something like that. So anyway, that was that one. The other one is on my middle finger on my left hand. You see it? It's right there.
Wow.
So it's on the right side of my nail. And basically what I was doing is I was cutting nuts with a curved blade. I think it's called an ulu.
Oh,
or something like that.
I remember you telling me this.
Yeah, and so I was like in the kitchen holding it like with my hand, holding the board with my hand and rolling the blade back and forth to cut some nuts. And the blade slid right over the side of my finger, my middle finger, and sliced that sucker open. So now I've got a scar on the side of that one.
Oh, dude.
So those are my two stories for now. I tried to tell them fast. I don't know if that was fast enough.
Yeah.
Sorry if that didn't make any sense.
No, that makes sense. I'm just, so both of them were like quote knife related, like you cut yourself.
Yes. The other scars that I have, I don't think are knife related. Except, well, kind of, somewhat knife related, but not really knife related.
Well, 2 of mine that I'm going to tell are surgery related, and one is knife related.
Okay.
So
I guess we're gonna do the knife related one since that's where I'm at.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll skip. So
is that okay?
Okay. That's fine. So I also have a scar on the top of my finger. It's on my left hand, on my ring finger. So the one where my wedding ring is on. So you were actually present for this scar.
Oh my gosh. Girl. I remember this.
Do you remember this?
Yes, I remember this one.
Okay. So it's about a 1/2 inch long across, like it's kind of horizontally on my finger. So I was chopping an onion.
Oh, geez.
I was making this gnocchi soup.
It's always the onions.
It's
always the onions.
If I had a nickel for every time we talked about onions in this episode, I'd have 2 nickels.
Yep.
Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. So I was making this gnocchi soup, which, by the way, it's literally my favorite ever. It's so good. Let me know if y'all want the recipe. But Brie was there, and so I don't know how, but I went to push down on the knife to like chop the onion, and my finger was there. Somehow it was there, and I immediately sliced it open, but more like cleaved it open.
Is it
like,
so? It's it was the thing that was like the clear bottom, and then it had like the little boat thing on top, and then the blade that comes down to slice it.
No. It was a knife.
Oh, it was an actual knife. Okay.
An actual knife.
Okay. I thought you were talking about the other thing. Okay.
No, sorry. I'm slicing an onion with a knife.
Okay.
And somehow I'm holding the onion and I went to like, you know how you wiggle it and you kind of push it down?
Yes.
Like the knife.
I get you.
I like pushed the knife down into my finger. You probably
so it wasn't a like slice. Wrapped your hand around the blade a little bit or something.
I don't know. I like cleaved into my finger, immediately sliced it open, blood's going everywhere. I'm like, I got really dizzy and I had to lay down. And Brie propped my feet up with a chair while Tyler grabbed some gauze and he like wrapped it around my finger, and it was very bloody, very deep. Tyler thought I needed stitches, but that's expensive, so we just bandaged it. So it was like this thick gauze like top of my finger, and now it's just a thin white scar, like you said. Like you can kind of peel it back and you can see, or like push on your finger pad and you can see the scar. But can you imagine if I chopped off my wedding ring finger, like, and the tip of it was gone, and so like this finger was just shorter than the rest?
That would actually be kind of hilarious.
Cute.
I think I would hold that over your head, actually, if you missed the top of your finger.
Like, it wasn't a slice. It was like a literal chop, like an axe.
That's insane.
So, I think we did still finish the soup. I don't think blood got on the onion.
Hey, it's just some extra protein. That's okay.
It's fine. It'll boil out.
Add a little flavor, you know?
Yeah.
Is this type B?
Excellent flavor.
Actually, it would be type O, wouldn't it?
I don't know what blood type I am.
Oh, really?
I have no idea. I've donated blood before.
Yeah.
But they never told me. I've never, So.
Okay.
It's probably like A, B or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So. Fun. Very fun.
Yeah.
I love that. Great day. I mean, it wasn't a great day, but it was funny. Like, we look back at it now and it's funny.
It's funny, yeah.
So.
All right, what are your next scars?
My other scars, I'll go really fast. The one of them is on my left leg, on my, I guess it's your calf, is like the back side of your bottom half of your leg, right? And it's a circular scar. It's round.
Ooh.
And that one came from our old dog, Max. And when I was living out in Oregon, a friend of mine came over to our house and knocked on the door. I answered the door, and Max came running and started barking. And as he was barking, his jaw accidentally clamped down, like his tooth clamped down on my leg. And it like just broke through the skin, and it was like rushing out, whatever. So It's like it's like the size of his canine tooth on the back of my leg.
Wow.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's kind of special, though.
It is, though, because, like, it's a special, like, I have a tattoo from Max. It's kind of cute.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Did it hurt a lot? I mean, I imagine it hurt a lot.
It hurt when it first happened, but I didn't notice that it hurt afterward. You know what I mean? Like, it was one of those things that, like, it hurt when he bit me, but no, nothing like that. I mean, I didn't go to the doctor. I went, I bandaged it up, and then I went out and played with my friend. So it was like,
wow.
I guess it was fine. I don't know. I mean, my mom's somewhat medical, so I would guess that she probably looked at it and was like, yeah, you're fine. Just put some, I don't know.
I mean, if he was up to date on his shots, then it wouldn't matter.
Yeah. So. I think he was fine. I don't know.
How old were you?
That one, I would have been in like 5th grade, something like that.
So like 10, 11 or something.
Yeah, somewhere in there. I was probably like 9.
9, okay.
Because I moved away from Oregon when I was 10, 11.
Okay.
And it was technically the first house we lived in Oregon. So it was, I'm pretty sure. So anyway. So yeah, I was probably like 9. And then the other one that I'll tell really fast is my big toe. Which big toe is it? On my right foot.
Uh-huh.
Oh, geez. This is hilarious. Okay, so my big toe on my right foot. We were moving from Oregon to Pennsylvania, right? So this was now, I'm about to be in 6th grade. Like, it's the summer between 5th and 6th grade. And as we were moving, I was wearing flip-flops. You probably shouldn't wear flip-flops when you're moving things off of a truck, okay? But I was wearing flip-flops. And I remember my mom told me, like, you should probably go put on tennis shoes. And I didn't. I just kept wearing my flip-flops. So anyway, I was carrying a picture. It was one of those, like, big pictures, whatever, that had, like, it was just like an art piece for the wall. You know what I mean? Yep. And so I'm carrying it off the truck, and it ended up falling and landing on my toe. And the corner of it, like, gouged out a piece of my big toe.
Oh!
So, anyway. So that's what that scar is.
Yum.
It's probably, it's little. Like, it's probably like a centimeter-ish. Little less than a centimeter.
Oh, wow.
So it's not that big, but yeah.
Jeez.
That was the other one.
So that one, your mom could say, like, told you so, like, bring it up every now and then.
Yeah, but I don't know if she remembers it because she doesn't really say anything, so.
I don't know if it was one of those, like, listen to your mother moments.
It probably was at the time.
That one time you didn't listen to your mom?
Yeah. Yeah, it probably was at one point, but.
Yeah. Oh.
But yeah.
Man.
So that was fun. But yeah, don't judge my big toe if you ever see my big toe, okay? Don't judge it.
You putting your feet out on the internet?
No.
For free?
No.
I was going to say.
If I did put them out on the internet, y'all best be paying me.
Yeah, make some money at least.
Yeah, but I wouldn't even do that.
Don't be putting those dogs out for free.
Listen, something about me is I do not like feet. I don't even like my own feet. So I would probably never post a picture willingly of my foot on the internet. Whether I was getting paid for it or not, I wouldn't do it. And you know all about my dislike of feet because I go on about it all the time, about all these different pictures and whatever. Anyway.
Different pictures?
Well, because it comes up on Instagram, like girls think they're doing something with their toes and their flip-flops and whatever, and no, I'm sorry, but sometimes you just need to put your dogs away, all right? They do not deserve to be out and about in the world. I'm sorry, but
oh my gosh.
That's just my opinion.
That's funny that you get a lot of feet on your Instagram
I fucked my algorithm. That's what happened. I messed it up, and now I just get
there's
feet
everywhere.
And it hears me talking about how much I hate feet. I guarantee you if I pulled up my freaking thing right now, I'd see a picture of feet. We going to test that theory? Let's test that theory.
Let's test that because...
I don't know.
I don't think I've ever gotten a picture of someone's foot on my Instagram feed. Like...
Okay, so it wasn't a foot, but the picture was this girl who I think it's the sound that goes dut 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 diddle-ut. You know what I mean? Like with the and she's like, anyway, She's wearing a strainer on her head with pots over her boobs and a grater around her waist. And I'm guessing it's along that song, and she's got like a wooden spoon, and she's whatever. Yeah.
Ooh.
All right, so it wasn't a picture of a foot. We've debunked that theory, but break over. Sorry about that.
We should definitely do an episode where we go through our Instagram feed.
We absolutely should.
I got a picture of someone slicing a sandwich.
Interesting.
Into thirds.
Okay.
Anyway. Okay.
So you got a picture of somebody slicing a sandwich into thirds, and I got a picture of this girl wearing a strainer on her head with pots and pans on her boobs and a grater around her waist.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on.
Anyway. Content warning. We're talking about surgery.
For the rest of this episode, we'll be talking about surgery.
Yeah. Medical procedures. Bodily fluids.
Yeah.
So just
take that as a warning. Take that as a warning.
Letting you know.
Don't eat sandwiches while you're listening to this episode.
Yeah, if you're snacking, stop.
Stop snacking. Save your pirate's booty for later.
Exactly. We're going to be talking about pus. So.
Oh, okay. We're getting right into it. Okay, sweet.
Right into it. Okay. So this one is my neck scar. This one is on the left side of my neck. It's about 1 inch long horizontally, like along the crease in your neck, like the natural crease. That's where it is. So when I was about 5 or 6, I randomly just developed a swollen lymph node that got infected. And that's where your lymph nodes are, is on the sides of your neck right there. And it grew and grew and grew until eventually it looked like there was an egg on this, protruding through my skin on the side of my neck. And I'm 5 to 6 year old necks are small. So imagine an egg, sitting underneath the skin, poking out. We thought it would go away because most of the time you can develop small little swollen areas in your lymph nodes and they'll go away. Well, obviously this one didn't. It tripled in size overnight. So my mom was like, let's go to the doctor. This isn't normal. So we went to the doctor to get it checked out, and they needed to do a CT scan.
I love that for you.
This was my very first CT scan. So if you don't know that you get injected with CT dye to get a CT scan so they can see what parts light up and
it's basically straight up iodine.
Yes.
Is what it is.
It's an iodine-based dye. Well, I got injected with it and immediately went into anaphylactic shock, or anaphylaxis, I think is what it's called. Anaphylaxis.
Yeah, whatever it is.
And I blew up like a balloon in seconds. Immediately couldn't stop breathing. Nurses grabbed my mom and dragged her out of the room and shut the door in her face and held her back. Meanwhile, doctors and nurses and staff and machines flew into the room. And obviously I'm fine now. I lived.
Wow. But you're telling me I haven't been talking to a ghost this whole time?
You wish, but no, I am here. So after I was stable, the head doctor said that he had never seen a reaction like that in all of his years of practice of a reaction to iodine CT dye. He's like, this has never happened ever. This is very, very rare. I'm special like that. So no shellfish for me because that's iodine in it. So yeah, they were like, okay, it's probably not a tumor or anything. You're probably fine. So they were able, this is where it gets gross. They drained the cyst. Okay. So they had to make an incision.
So it was a cyst on top of the lymph node, or it was the actual lymph node?
It was I think it was on top of it. Okay. I can't remember exactly. But they put inside of my neck yards and yards of gauze wrapped up in a little coil, shoved it down in there, and then left a little tab of it sticking out.
Cute. So you had a little tail.
Yeah, I had a little tail. And they put a giant bandage around my neck. So I'm like this, And I would go to the doctor every couple days and they would undo my bandage, grab the little tab, and pull and snip. And they would pull the gauze out, and they would be excess stuff that they didn't quite get in the surgery. Kind of just cleaning it out, just making sure to get it all. So every couple of days I would go in and they'd snip it, then wrap me back up. All right, see you in a week. Until finally they pulled it all out. And they were like, it's clean. You're good to go.
Wow.
So yeah, I don't think I had stitches, but yeah, so there's a scar.
Nice.
Side of my neck.
And you remember all of this well or not really?
I remember bits and pieces. I know a lot from my mom telling me the story over and over again, specifically of the anaphylactic shock stuff. I don't remember that at all, obviously, because I was like, but I do remember having, like, feeling the thing on the side of my neck, sitting in the doctor's office, waiting for, like, it to get checked out. And then I remember being in the hospital after the procedure. Like, obviously, like, if it was a normal procedure, I probably wouldn't have had to stay the night. Like, it would have just been a all-day thing. But they obviously wanted to keep me for a little while since I went into anaphylaxis at such a young age. So it was crazy. Yeah. It was crazy. So the scar itself isn't from anything life-altering, but because of the CT dye. Yeah. So I can't have CT scans ever for the rest of my life, which really sucks because CT scans and MRI scans do two different things. Like, they look for different things. Yeah. And there's no alternative to CT dye.
An MRI muscular and CT is organ-based or something?
I can't remember
like
the difference.
Soft tissues or something, or
something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, so let me look. And it really sucks that CT, like, there is no, because of the allergy is so incredibly rare, there's no, like, allergen-free CT dye for CT scans, which I think is a huge issue, because what if something happens and I need a CT scan and I can't get one? Like, just extra in that way. Extra special.
Extra special. So I looked up the difference between a CT scan and an MRI scan. So a CT scan uses X-rays to create digital images of bones. That's what it says. And then an MRI scan uses magnetic fields and radio waves to produce detailed images of soft tissues. So an MRI, I'm pretty sure, is like I don't know if you've ever been in an MRI machine, but it's like a big long tube typically. Yeah. And it spins really, really fast, and it creates this kind of magnetic force or whatever, and you can't have any magnets or anything magnetic by the machine. Yeah. And then a CT scan is typically like a much smaller machine, and you still lay on this table and it takes you in or whatever, and it has a bunch of cameras on it that also spin really fast, and they take a bunch of pictures of the stuff, and it kind of creates this, like, all-encompassing view or something. Anyway. Yeah. Anyways.
Medical stuff. Well, now you know.
Now you know.
The difference.
Now you know. CT stands for computed tomography. I can't say that word. Tomography. And then MRI stands... Yeah, sure. And then MRI stands for magnetic resonance imaging. Fun fact.
There you go.
Alrighty. So my next one is related to your last one, but so my next scar, it is on my booty. Ha 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 ha. So technically it's like right at the base. Well, not even the base. It's in my crack. All right, but it's like the bottom of your low back. You know what I'm saying? Like where the crack starts, that's where the scar is. And I had this situation a couple years ago, a year and a half ago, something like that. And I developed a cyst at the base of my back, like right in the start of the crack. And it was just really painful. And it would not pop, so to say, you know? So there was no way to relieve the pressure. Like typically if you have a pimple or a cyst or whatever, when you relieve the pressure is when it starts to feel better. You know what I mean? But it just kept growing and growing and growing, and it wouldn't, whatever. Well, then I think I had it there for a couple months before I said anything. And it was just kind of hanging out. It was painful. I could barely sit down, all this kind of stuff. Well, then I put like hot compresses on it sometimes. And the hot compress kind of draws out whatever's in it to kind of like whatever. And it finally got to the point where it popped. And it actually popped while I was at Fresh Market in Knoxville. And I could like feel it making my pants wet while I was walking around. Like, I'm not even joking. It was probably like this big around. I'm showing Madeleine with my fingers, but it's like 2 inches or something. It was massive. And anyway, so I make it home and I'm in the bathroom. My mom comes in and she's helping me because I can't see it. You know, it's in a weird spot, you know?
Yeah.
And she's like kind of pushing up from the bottom and draining all of what's inside of it for me.
Ooh.
But basically what that was, I ended up going to the hospital and they had to cut a little incision down there. It's probably like 1 inch long, something like that. Yeah. 3/4, whatever. And they basically just cleaned it out. And then they did the same kind of thing where they stuffed a bunch of gauze in it. And then that had to sit in my butt for a little while. And then I went back and they pulled it out. But anyway, and that's kind of all it was. Like, it wasn't a surgery or anything like that, but it was just a really gross experience. But essentially all it was like an infected hair down there, like an ingrown infected hair type of thing. And it's very common, and it typically develops like right in your tailbone area and develops these cysts and whatever. Some people have to have surgery to like get the stuff removed. Mine was just kind of like a drain situation and move on. And then I don't think they did anything to like glue it shut or anything like that. They might have, but I don't recall them doing that. Like, I think it was kind of just an open incision that healed on its own. You know what I mean? But anyway, so that was that one. So it's fun, but yeah, kind of gross. And then my other story. So this is the long story. Brace yourselves, settle in, whatever. So how long ago was it? It was January-ish, February-ish of 2024. I started taking this new medicine, and I don't think the medicine had anything to do with like the growth. It might have like sped up the process or something. But it was essentially a medicine that I took for rosacea, which is a skin condition. Okay. But I was taking this medicine and I started to develop a sore throat. And a sore throat is a common side effect of this medicine because the medicine causes heartburn, right? And heartburn can be causing of a sore throat. So anyway, I kind of developed this sore throat specifically on the left side of my throat. And I told my doctor about it, or like I called them and they were like, okay, well, just stop taking the medicine for a couple weeks. And if the sore throat goes away, then it's probably just the medicine, and then keep taking it. So that's what I did. I stopped taking the medicine. The sore throat went away. And then, so I started taking it again after a couple weeks. And then as I was like taking this medicine and time was going on, whatever, I started to develop or notice a lump on the left side of my throat. And so I like talked to my mom about it. I was like, this is weird, whatever. And she just kind of was like, yeah, you're making stuff up, whatever. I later found out that she said that because she didn't want to worry me about what it could possibly be. Because my mom works in medical sides of things. So she hears or reads about cases like this all the time. And she kind of, I guess, had a feeling that she knew what it was, but she wasn't trying to freak me out. So she just said, like, you're crazy, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so I finished taking the medicine. Rosacea is somewhat cured, but it's never really cured. It's a chronic condition. But, you know, anyway. That's a side story. So it was a couple months. I graduated, and then a couple months later, I want to say it was like July, August, maybe September is when it was, something like that. And the lump hadn't gone away. Like, it was still just there. I didn't notice that it had necessarily gotten bigger, but it didn't go away. So then I went to the doctor. It was an ENT, ear, nose, and throat doctor. And they felt the lump. I showed up and I was like, all right, so I just need you to tell me that I'm crazy. That's what I literally said to him. I said, so I have this lump, but I need you to tell me I'm crazy because maybe there's nothing there and I'm just insane. So he looked at it and then he recommended or referred me to get an ultrasound. So then I got an ultrasound, and then the ultrasound results came back, and I had to get a biopsy of it, which is where they like take a sample of the cells inside of wherever to then run through the lab and figure out what it is, you know. Is it cancer or not? That's basically where this is going, right? So I did the biopsy. Did I have the biopsy already when we went to the Billie Eilish concert?
Yes, you had just had it.
Okay. So in November is when around November is when I had the biopsy done. And then it's crazy, but on my birthday is when I got the results that it was cancer. And essentially, all that being said, it was kind of just like well, let me back up a little bit. So for the biopsy, they went in. I was awake for the entire thing. They did not knock me out, whatever. It was just they stuck a needle in my throat. They numbed me. And then they were just doing their thing, digging around, whatever. Well, they drained off like, I don't know. I think he said like a half a cup of liquid, like an off-white colored liquid. And then the actual thing, like when I found out what it was, they explained to me that the actual lump was a cyst and a cancerous thing. Cancer. I don't know exactly what it is. Anyway.
Yeah.
So it was a cyst and cancer that caused the thyroid. So it was thyroid cancer. I'm not explaining this very well. So it was thyroid cancer is what I had. And then they were explaining that I had a cyst. So my thyroid and then a cyst and the cancer. And the cyst was kind of like sandwiched in between the cancer and the thyroid, if that makes sense. So in a way, the cyst kind of, I wouldn't say saved my life, but prevented the cancer from spreading any further. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is great. But yeah, so basically my only course of action was surgery. So I had to have surgery. I ended up having surgery on December 26th, and it was, a total knockout kind of thing. Like they knocked me out. And then the point of the story is I have a scar on my neck. It is from like the middle right-ish of my throat to the left, kind of curving upward. And it's about like 2.5 inches long. In my camera, I don't know if you can, you can see it, but anyway, you can probably see it in pictures too, but it's like it's kind of pinkish. It's still a new scar. I'm 4.5 months post-surgery. So still working through that, I guess. But anyway, so they had to do a total thyroidectomy. So what that means is they took out my entire thyroid gland. So your thyroid gland basically does like everything for you. So it regulates your heart rate. It regulates your metabolism. It regulates your your hair. It can affect your hair, your skin, your nails. It basically does everything, right? And because I don't have a thyroid anymore to develop that said TSH hormone, I'm on a medicine, and it's basically just a hormone replacement, but I'll be on that for the rest of my life, which is fine. It's just a tiny little pill. It's like the size of a Tic Tac. So it's not bad, but I have to take it daily, and it basically just replaces the hormone that my body no longer produces.
Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't get into, I guess I got into the details, but all that to say I had thyroid cancer. It's gone now. I had my scan, like my most recent scan in early April, and the doctor said that everything looks good. The only thing is you're missing a thyroid. And I was like, yep, that tracks.
Yeah.
My
she's gone.
blood work came back normal. My TSH levels are
Beautiful.
normal. My lymph nodes all look good. So it hasn't when it gets into your lymph nodes is when you have to start chemo and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't have to go through chemo or anything like that. It's kind of sounding like the surgery took care of it.
Yeah. I think they got it early enough, and
yeah, I think so.
It was small enough that just surgery took care of it, because you can't get thyroid cancer if you don't have a thyroid.
Right.
You know?
Right. Well, the cancer itself was like an inch and a half, and then the cyst was another inch. So that's why in total it was like 2-something inches, and that's why they had to cut like a 2-inch scar, whatever. So,
yeah.
Anyways. All that to say, my neck got sliced by a serial killer and I survived to tell the tale.
Yes. She almost died.
Oh, man.
But nobody can keep her down.
No. No way, Jose. It's a very small chance. Like, of all the cancers, it's probably, and I mean, everybody has a different cancer story, you know? And so I'm not negating somebody else's cancer story. My specific cancer story is that of all the cancers that I could have gotten, thyroid cancer was probably the most curable and the easiest to take care of and get it over with and whatever. So it has a very low chance of ever coming back. So yeah. So I guess you could say I'm in remission. Wow. But I don't like, I was telling my parents the other day, like, I don't like calling myself a cancer survivor. I mean, I guess I am, but I don't like calling myself that because I didn't go through the same things that other cancer survivors go through. Like, I have my own cancer story and I lived through it and it was a terrifying experience and all of that. I get that. But I didn't have all this sickness, radiation, like
it didn't develop any.
I didn't. Yeah. So I don't know. That's just a thing. The other thing too, just fun fact, is since I've had my surgery, my voice doesn't work right. So if you've ever heard my voice,
we decided to start a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. So if you've ever heard my voice crack or my voice gets a little rattly or whatever, I don't know how to describe it. It's because my vocal cords are working, but they're still tired. So they have to get back to what they used to be. But that being said, I can't really sing anymore right now. I mean, I can sing, but I can't like hit the high notes and all that kind of stuff. So
throwback to episode 1 in like the first, I don't remember exactly what it is, like the first 5 minutes, I think.
I was like, because I just had surgery.
Well, I said we were going to start this podcast earlier, but then someone had to get cancer.
Yeah, that was me. Sorry about that.
So it's finally revealed it was Briahna that got cancer.
Me. Hi, guys. If you go back and listen to our trailer, you'll hear how bad my voice sounds. So it's definitely gotten better since then. But when did we film the trailer? It was in February, wasn't it? Or like end of January?
Oh, it was earlier. Yeah, it was like January.
Yeah, so early. Like that was recorded like 3 or 4 weeks following my actual surgery. So yeah, crazy sauce.
Crazy sauce. My lord. Well, my last one is similar to your butt
Bootay.
Bootay. Okay. This scar it's the same situation, but TMI, I'm bearing my soul. Okay. I'm going
Well, I already talked about my butt, so it's fine.
Well, girl.
I know, but I'm just saying.
No, okay.
I prefaced with my butt, so you can go.
Yeah, thank you for So it's from the, like you said, like the top of the butthole, like right above that to like the top of the tailbone, like sort of area. And mine's scar is about 3.5 inches long. She's a big one. And she is ugly. It is the ugliest scar I've ever seen. Have I shown you my butt scar?
No, but I didn't know you would ever want to show me your butt, so I didn't want to ask.
Do you want to see it next time you come over?
I mean, I would see it if you wanted to show it to me, but I'm not going to ask you.
I'm not gonna pull my pants down in front of you. Sorry, unless anyway. If you want to see it, you just ask me and I'll show you.
I will see it anytime you want to show it to me, but I don't want to put you in a weird place to where you feel like, oh my God, I have to show her my butt. It's weird.
I almost want to show you because of how crazy it looks.
Well, I'm genuinely curious because you always say how crazy it looks, but
it's so ugly. Anyway, I'll get into that. Okay. But so I have a history of developing cysts. Obviously, my neck cyst and I had cystic acne. I don't know if that's related, but then it's called a pilonidal cyst.
Yes, that's what it's called.
That's the cyst.
I remember that.
That develops on your butt.
Yes.
So this is my second cyst-related scar story. So I'm sorry about that. But pilonidal cysts develop in that tailbone, butt area due to like wearing tight clothing, sweat, hair, etc. And most go away on their own. Like most people will develop one at some point in their life. It's just a fact of life. Like it's the same for developing cysts like in your armpits or something. Like somewhere where you sweat a lot, where there's a crease. Like it's just gonna happen. So I had like over the course of a few months, I had about 6 go and like come and go away. And they would come and go, come and go. And after the last time, it was a really, really bad one, kind of like yours, where it was like the pressure was built up. It hurt to sit down. It was like really large. I could feel it. Like it was really bad. I only then went to the doctor after like 6 times. And she was like, you only just now came to me after you've had 5 of these in the past. She kind of called me dumb. And honestly, she's valid for that. So she said, because mine was so large and she was like, it keeps coming back. You probably need to get surgery to remove it. And I was like, amazing. So yeah, she said surgery can fix it so it never comes back. So I went to see a butt specialist.
Nice.
It was a middle-aged white man. Which, who goes into pre-med thinking, I want to do butt stuff?
People with butt fetishes.
I don't know. I'm wondering, like, it has to, like, be one of those that gets paid well because nobody wants to do it.
That's probably what it is.
Like, it's just the money. But I'm also like, I had to go see a middle-aged man about my butt. It's really embarrassing. Anyway, so my first check-in, I might act this out for you because it's so humiliating. Okay. So, you know how when you go to the doctor's office, they have like the little table for you to sit on? Well, this one was a very special type of table that could move. So it could like tilt and stuff to like help get the angle right for checking things. So what they had me do was pull my pants to my ankles, like, don't even take your pants off, just pull them down to your ankles, underwear, everything, bend over the table, and then they had this, you know how you get the little paper thing to like put on you? Well, they had a paper thing that was like a square, but it had a hole in the middle. And they said, place that over your butt and put the hole like right on like where your thing is. So like, they can see the area they need to see without me totally mooning them. And then
how big was the square in the paper?
The square was probably like, I don't know.
So if it was that big, how are you like not fully mooning them?
I basically was, because the hole was like the size of my head. So it was like,
okay,
this is my full butt. Like maybe they weren't seeing full cheek, but like the full crack was in view.
And that's typically the part that they censor out when it comes to censoring.
Right?
Things, you know?
So I'm like, do we need the paper? We're already so intimate with each other.
Yeah.
Like
at this point, like, I don't need it.
Well, then they come in. So your face is on the table, right? Well, they come in. He comes in with the nurse and he's like, okay, we're going to raise the table. And so then the table on one side where my butt is starts to lift to angle me and bend me forward more. So like full ass to the sky. Like my booty was in the air.
Your booty was praising Jesus, girl.
And she was. And I was so mortified. I was just laying there. I'm like, at least I don't have to look at anyone right now because this is humiliating. Like, let me put my whole butt into these people's faces. It was the guy.
Did you fart?
No, thank goodness. I was so worried I might because they're right there in the line of fire.
Do you know how much they probably deal with that though? Like some old person goes in there and they're like, I just had beans for dinner. I'm sorry.
Ew, gross. Ew. I was probably the cutest butt they saw that day though.
Oh my God.
So I do think about that. I'm like, well, you know what? At least I'm not some 80-year-old man.
Who else was sitting in the waiting room while they were waiting for their butt doctor? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I should have noted. I was too busy thinking about what they were going to do.
Yeah. You were too busy thinking about the fact that your butt was about to be in the air.
Yeah. Well, somebody was going to look at my butt, and I didn't know what that meant until the table started to rise, and it was like, oh, amazing. This is really fun. So on surgery day, okay, they were like, yep, you need surgery. So I got my IV in my hand, which, side note, I learned something about IVs, and I sent this to you.
I remember.
So I always thought IVs were like they stick you with the needle, and then they leave that thing hanging out of your arm. I thought the needle was still inside your arm, but no.
Yeah.
The needle is there to make basically a tiny tube into your arm, and they put essentially like a catheter, like it's like a little tube.
It's flexible.
Is what pushes into your arm. And then the plastic thing hangs out. So what's in your arm is like a silicone tube. And the needle's gone.
Yeah.
So you can bend your arm like this and nothing's going to happen. That blew my mind. I don't know why I thought the needle stayed.
Well, honestly, I didn't know that either until my actual surgery. Because they had to put an IV in my arm. And it's the first time I had ever had an IV. I mean, I'm not out there. I don't like needles, so I'm not out there just volunteering myself for IVs and whatever. So anyway, but yeah, I found that out then. So
that was crazy. So that actually makes me feel a little bit better. Because I thought the needle was just hanging out. Makes more sense that it's not. Anyway, so I got anesthesia. I woke up with a bunch of stitches. So I had full, like the thick black stitches down my butt. And gauze stuffed in the crack. Like, I was padded up, and they wheeled me out, my little wheelchair. So recovery was really sucky because I was not allowed to sit or lay on my back for 6 weeks. I could stand, and I could lay on my side and my stomach, but there was no sitting, no laying on my back.
So how did you get out of bed? Did you just kind of like roll a little bit?
I would kind of roll. Okay. They said like, you know, if you need to for a little bit, that's fine. For example, on the car ride home, I was okay.
Okay.
But they said no prolonged, like try to stay off it as much as you can because they don't want the pressure or anything like to irritate anything. And
well, I remember you being in like printmaking too, and how that was difficult.
Yes.
Because we were living with each other at like on campus during that recovery time.
Yeah.
Which was also, wasn't that also COVID time?
Yeah, because I was, for the surgery, my bed was out in a hallway because they had to like space everybody apart. And so my bed was like in the middle of a hallway. Yeah. Like, 10 feet from the next person down the hallway. So, but yeah, it was during COVID. It was 2021. But yeah, so I couldn't sit. I had to take laxatives. Don't know if y'all ever had to take laxatives, but there's this Chewalax stuff. It's like this like gum Starburst kind of stuff. Doesn't taste like Starburst. They put fruit on the packaging. That stuff tasted nasty. I had to take like 3 of those a day because obviously they didn't want me to strain my stitches. But I was crapping. So they were like, take these laxatives, drink your water.
Did it work?
Make sure to eat some fiber.
Was it like the softest,
it works.
Softest poop you've ever had?
Yeah, for like.
Was it 1, 2, 3, 4? Was it getting into the 6 range? Like what are we talking?
It was. I don't know. It was a very strange sensation.
So
sorry to get gross.
I'm sorry to get gross too, very but weird. Could you hold it in, or was it like when you had to go, you had to go?
I could hold it, but like when I knew I needed to go, I was like, stop everything, because you're also not supposed to like
clench.
You're not supposed to clench.
No turtle heading around here.
No.
Yeah.
Like there was no clenching, no pressure on the butt whatsoever. Because they didn't want me to strain my stitches or anything. So sweatpants for days, bedridden, like on my side or stomach. And my mom had to help me wash, like when I would shower, she had to help me like rinse that area and dry it and put more gauze in there because I obviously couldn't see anything. I do remember, though, for the first time, my first shower, I reached back and touched the stitches.
Oh, gosh.
I gagged. Oh, I gagged. Oh,
jeez.
Because it was like the top of the stitches were like, sticking out like the.
Yeah.
And it was like thick wire. Like it was like thick black stitches. It was really cute. So after a couple weeks, I got the stitches removed. Not even a couple weeks. Well, it was like a week or two. I got the stitches removed, and it left me with a horrible, ugly scar about 3 inches long from the butthole to the top of the crack. And the marks from the stitches are like, that's what the scar is. So like the line in the middle and then the holes along the side. So it's like a line with dots on the outside where it was sewed into my skin, like the sew lines. Also, the scar isn't straight, so it curves a little, so I have a crooked crack.
Oh.
Like they sewed my butt crack kind of to the right. So I've got a crooked crack. So, yeah.
I love that for you.
Thanks. Yeah. It was fun. So it was like a more extreme version of yours. Most pilonidal cyst surgeries, quote unquote surgeries, are like yours, where they just kind of do a little laceration and pack it with gauze.
Right.
Mine was so bad they had to like dig a lot out, I guess, and then stitch me up.
Yeah.
So,
final thoughts, I guess.
Final thoughts. I've got a couple other scars that I didn't really bring up that aren't as prominent. Those are my main 3. I don't know why I did 3 like this. Those are my main 3.
Because you're a Vol. That's why you did that.
Vols for life.
Yeah. I guess I didn't have to bring up all the scars that I did, but,
no,
here we are.
Like, yours were very prominent. Like, I can only think of, like, one other, maybe. That's not even really a visible scar anymore. So, it kind of, like, healed, so I don't think it really counts.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. My skin seems to... I think it's just because I'm pale. And I'm pale as fuck. Okay, we know this about me. But I think that's why my skin just marks up so easily and shows scars so easily, is because I'm pale. Like, I just drew a smiley face on my arm and it's going to turn red in like 0.3 seconds.
Do you draw it with your nail?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, nothing's happening to me.
Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it on the camera.
Oh, right there. Yes. Right there. Yep. Yeah, you're real pale. That's...
the smiley face is upside down, I guess. Anyway.
You're translucent. I'm like pink.
Yeah. I mean, my foundation color is literally 0.05 porcelain or something like that.
That's white.
And it's still kind of
might as well get white face paint.
Right. Literally. I think it's like one shade away from porcelain. White, actually.
Yeah. Ooh. She pasted.
Man. All right. Well, what's something that you are loving or hating right now?
Well, I don't know. I had something written down for something I'm hating. But now I don't know if I want to say it, because I was on the drive home today. I was just thinking about how good life is right now. Like, I had a great day at work and I'm really getting along with my team, and I feel really confident. And I get to record with my best friend tonight, and our podcast is doing well. And like, I had the windows down and music blasting, and we just bought our tickets for Disney. Ooh. And I was like, I'm loving life. This is so nice. So I was like, should I just say like what I'm loving for my loving and hating? I might go, I'll go into a little bit what I'm hating, because it did piss me off. So we talked about, I think it was last week, about how I really can't not finish a book. Like, once I start a book, I need to finish it. Well, I got this book on my Kindle called To Carve a Fey Heart. And it was free. It was like one of those like stuff your Kindle days, and it had like a free book or something. And I was like, It had like 3.75 stars. I was like, that's not bad. And it had like a lot of reviews. I thought, okay, I'll read it. And it was a 3-book series. I was like, all right, I'll check it out.
Who's the author?
She has a very strange name. Tasanya Odette. Tasanya Odette.
Tasanya? With a T?
Yeah, Tessonja.
Okay.
Tasanya.
Okay.
Well, it was trash. It was so bad. I literally read all 3 books because I couldn't not.
Madeleine, you should have just not read it.
Well, the first book was okay, and I thought, okay, maybe they'll get better as they go. It got worse. It got worse as it went on. And, I mean, they were all so mid that I would literally fall asleep reading them. Like, I'd be in my car on my lunch break, and I'm like, like, keep reading. So, sorry if someone out there loves them, but they were such, like, an ACOTAR wannabe. Like, it pulled, like, basically, like, oh, that's the exact same moment. You just copied and pasted.
And changed the name
from
of the characters.
ACOTAR and changed the name. The love story, non-existent. They were like, oh, I hate you, but you're so handsome, and we talked like 3 times, and now I love you. Also, we're mates. Also, I'm part Fae. Spoilers. And I'm like, also, they can talk mind to mind, which isn't a thing for most mates. It's just us. Also, he's so, like, he smelled of something different every time she explained what he smelled like. Like, she was like, he smelled like autumn leaves. And then the next, he smelled like cinnamon and evergreen. And then the next, he smelled like, I'm like, why are we sniffing this man so much? I don't even know what he looks like. Like, I couldn't visualize any characters. I didn't know what this man looked like. I didn't know what she looked like. It was just so bad.
Yeah.
So bad. And like the fights, the battle scenes, like the epic scenes, like 4 pages, and then it was wrapped up. Nobody died. What? You're telling me this girl's been training for a month with her new powers, and she defeated the all-powerful Fire King who's been around for centuries, all because of the power of love or hope or something? I don't know.
That pisses me off.
It made me so
That's
mad.
the same thing that pissed me off about ACOWAR. Like, authors don't be afraid to kill your people, okay?
Yeah. Rip my heart out.
It makes a good story.
Yeah. One of my favorite series, I'm not going to say what it is, because spoiler alert, the main love interest dies, and he stays dead, like the rest of the book. And it ripped my heart out. I cried, sobbed over this man's death. But in the end, I was like, that was so good, because it ripped my heart out and it made me feel something.
Right.
But when you're like, there's this huge epic battle, oh, but everybody's okay.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was really upsetting. So I can't believe I wasted my time with 3 books.
I can't believe you did
that were so mid.
I'm sorry.
But I am reading the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hugo. I think that's
the 7
Evelyn Hardcastle.
Oh, okay.
No, it's the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. There's another book that's the 7 Husbands.
Yes, of Evelyn Hugo.
Yeah, it's not that one.
Okay.
It's so confusing. This one's like a murder mystery. Really good.
Is it still fantasy based, or it's just like completely out of that?
No, it's like it's a historical, like, clue type of thing where you're trying to discover who murdered Evelyn Hardcastle, and each day your character wakes up in the body of a different person at the party. And you have 8 days to figure out who killed her. And it could be the one that you're embodying, like, that day. So you're trying to piece it together. I feel like I need a pen and paper when I read this book. I'm like, okay, hold on. Day 2, he was the butler. And then the butler, okay. But then day 3, he was the count. But then he runs into the butler. Okay, hold on. But then what time is it? Hold on. Did it mention that time earlier in the book? Like, I'm flipping back into the book. Like, didn't it mention the time here? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I think you'd really like it.
Okay. All right.
So
I'll have to read it.
It's really entertaining. I'm like maybe a fifth of the way through it right now. It's really good.
Okay.
So
nice.
Sorry, that was really long.
No, that's
Are you loving or hating anything right now?
My loving was just going to be that I'm loving Disney because, like Madeleine said, we booked our Disney trip today. And we're so excited.
3 years in the making.
3 years in the making. Last time we went to Disney was for Madeleine's bachelorette. And it was so fun.
And I pissed Brie off.
Yeah, she pissed me off. But that was like just like 30 minutes of the entire trip. And the entire trip was 7 days. Yeah. So it was fun overall. So anyway, but
I loved it.
From that trip, we were like, oh my God, we have to do another one. So we've been talking about it for 3 years and it's finally coming to fruition. And we're going to go this year in like literally just a few months down
116 days.
116 days. It does say it on our app. So we're very excited. We're very excited. But
oh my gosh, what if we run into any pairs there?
Oh my gosh, that might be exciting.
Well, my mom's not going to be at Disney.
Yeah. Well, my mom won't be either. I actually found out that my mom is kind of a pear, but she's like half pear, maybe like a slice of a pear because she doesn't listen to all of our episodes.
My mom doesn't either. It's okay.
So my mom she doesn't necessarily have time to do it.
Same.
Like her job is to listen to people in her headphones all day and type what she hears. She's a transcriptionist. And so that's her job. And so she can't have a podcast playing and have the doctors talking into her ear and be able to concentrate on what she's trying to type. You know what I mean? So the only time she really listens is when she's on a long trip. So like when she travels from Knoxville to me or whatever, like Knoxville to Nashville, she'll like listen to the podcast and whatever. But anyways, so it would be so much fun to run into some people. That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that being said, though, stay tuned for next week because we do this thing where we Disney bound every single time we go to Disney. We come up with different characters that match. We make our Disney ears from scratch. We've been doing that for every single trip we've gone on. Yeah. The first one going back to what was it, like 2019 or something like that was the trip?
Yep.
So every single trip we've done our ears. We have a whole collection of ears that we've made. And so next week we're going to pick our characters because we're excited.
So excited.
And we've already like started the planning process and got a Pinterest board and all this stuff.
And guess what? Of course, there's a Google Doc. She's been around for years.
She's been around for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Disney Operation 3.0 or Operation Disney 3.0.
Disney 3.0. Yep. Yeah. A Pinterest board. And
Yeah. So we're excited, but
things.
Stay tuned for next week. We're going to go into that. We'll probably, I don't know what we're going to do. We've been playing with the idea of like dressing up as some of the attractions, which I think would be kind of fun.
Yeah. I have a note on my phone of some ideas to go over. But.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's something I'm loving is Disney. I'm very excited. We booked everything. And so it's definitely happening. We're definitely going. And I'm excited. So
yeah.
Yes.
I love it. I need to Venmo you tonight. I'll do that when
just whenever
when Tyler gets home.
It's fine. It's all good. All right. I feel like our tangent tally number for this episode is through the roof.
It's not as bad as it has been. But it is 16. So it's for an episode where all we had to do was go through some stories of ours, like simple, here's the scar, here's what happened. We did go on a lot of tangents.
Yes.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, but that's okay. Didn't we hit 18 last episode?
Last episode. Yes. 18.
There you go.
So we hit roughly between 13 to 18 each episode. Unless it was that one time where there were like 2. Yeah. It was like, did we talk
We
at
literally
all?
had a 2 and a 3, like following each other. It's crazy.
Yeah. and then a 30. So.
Yeah. Well, we also had 113 in the month of March and only 60 something in the month of April. Mm-hmm. That's crazy to me.
Mm-hmm. It was half.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those 2s and 3s really did a number on us.
They did. I mean? They did.
Our overall graph is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway. Yep. We'll chart it out so we can see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's literally going to be a zigzag. This month we hit this many, this month we didn't hit as much. And then this month was up here. And then, yeah. It'll be a zigzag.
It's going to be a heart monitor.
Probably.
It's going to be crazy. Well, you already know what it is.
Silent
talk.
talk.
Silent talk. Now watch me whip.
Watch me nene. Now watch me whip. Watch me nene. Watch me do it.
Ooh, watch me.
Watch me. Ooh, watch me. Watch me. Ooh, watch me. Watch me.
Ooh. Where was I going? Oh, yeah. Oh, be sure to follow us on your... be sure to follow us on your preferred podcast listening platform. If you want to follow us, you don't have to, but you also have to.
Yeah.
If you're a real pair, you'll be following us.
Mm-hmm. If you're a real pair, you will follow us. And if you're a real pair, I can't say real pair.
Real pair.
Real pair.
You're saying reparo. Oculus reparo.
I need my wand. Anyway. Okay, follow us. Stop playing around. Hit the dang button and follow us if you're listening.
It's right there. You guys know. It's a little plus. If you see a plus, then you're not following us.
Yes.
You need to hit the plus.
Hit the plus.
Click it.
Follow us. Join the orchard. Join us.
Yeah. Also, we have an Instagram. You guys, I know y'all are listening and y'all not going to our Instagram. I work very hard on it.
Madeline works very, very hard.
Please go at least look at it.
Go look at it. It's cute. It's cute.
It's really cute.
And she posts a lot of really cute things on there. And she posts
stories 4 times a week.
Yeah. 4 times a week and stories in between.
Yeah.
She's the real OG. That's what she is.
Yeah. So y'all need to go see it.
Go see it. Go look.
It's Funny Pair Pod. FUNNYPAIR. Not the fruit.
Not the fruit.
Which I learned today.
Madeleine.
Funny PAIRPOD to stay up to date on all of our latest news and releases. Let us know what you think of this podcast and this episode by sending us a DM or leaving a comment on our Instagram. Again, go check it out. If you feel so inclined, you can also take a second and rate and review the podcast on whatever you're listening on. It would mean a lot to us. It really helps us gauge kind of if y'all are liking this at all, if anybody is enjoying this. So just give us a star rating, give us a review if you like it, or if you don't like it, let us know. We want to get better. So if there's anything we can do to be better, let us know.
And don't just give us 1 star to be petty. Just, tell us what you're not liking. Call back to that one person.
Do we go into that? No, we shouldn't.
No, we'll do it next time or another time.
Okay. We'd love to hear from you guys.
Oh, goodness.
It's your part now.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the links for where to find us are in the description below this episode. We love every single one of our pairs, whether you've just found us or if you've been here since the beginning. If you're enjoying what you hear and you just cannot wait until next week, check out our past episodes and let us know what you think. A big thank you to everyone for joining us on this episode and for helping our orchard grow. We'll talk to y'all again on Wednesday, my dudes. And remember...
Should we bring it back to the accent we did in the beginning?
Oh, we can.
Hello.
When you're the best of friends, having so much fun together. You're not even aware. You're such a funny pair.
And I geek her, sir. If y'all know what that's from, shout out.
Shout out. That's a good one. That's a real good one.
Sir. What else can we talk about? I have something.
What? Gosh, that reaction.
Sorry. I got really excited. You remember when you were talking about that pig game?
Yes. Oh my God, you saw it?
That's split fiction. That's split fiction. So that's a level in split fiction where you're pigs, right?
Okay.
And as soon as we were pigs, I was like,
I know it's about to come. Okay, I know it's coming. I get you.
Well, we're doing the level. It's really cute. It's really fun. Well, then it gets to the end where we're on a slide. And we slide into the meat grinder and like blood and guts come up on the screen. And we pop out as hot dogs.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I wasn't crazy.
No, you're not crazy. We came out as hot dogs and we had to
you had to like
grill ourselves.
Yeah, you had to grill and then put yourself in a bun.
We had to ketchup, mustard, and hop in the bun. And then we got eaten. And then that was the end of the level.
Wow. That's crazy. So you kind of knew it was coming, but what was Tyler's reaction? Did he know that was coming?
He was like, oh, that's sick. Meanwhile, my face was like this.
That's funny.
There was blood. Like, it wasn't like, oh, you think it's like, oh, you can assume what happens. They like show it. It's like, ooh. So yeah, we have to play this game, dude. You would have so much fun.
We'll have to do it.
I love it. It's so good.
We'll have to do it.
It's so good. It made me cry.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was something I meant to bring up the other day when I experienced the level, but I forgot until just now when I looked over and I saw, I was looking at the Xbox games and was like, I forgot.
Wow.
I was traumatized.
That's funny.
By the pig game.
Well, this is a complete side topic, but actually when I paid for the tickets, the airline tickets or whatever, it came up at the end with like a bunch of different offers and stuff. And one of the offers was 3 free days at Universal. But you have to buy all this other stuff first. But you'll get 3 free days at Universal is how they worded it. But no, I saw that and I was like, oh, can we swing it?
Probably not.
I was like, no, I don't think we have enough time for that.
No.
So obviously Magic Kingdom for 2 days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then 1 day for all the other ones. Yeah. Okay. I'm just making sure that we're on the same page.
I'm so excited to get Litty Titty at Epcot.
Oh my God. I'm so excited to get Litty Titty, girl.
Joffrey's coffee with Bailey's.
God, girl.
At 10 in the morning.
The donuts, girl. Oh, Lord. I'm salivating. Oh, Lord. Take me now, Jesus. Ooh.
I love those donuts.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So excited.
I'm so excited.
That Ottawa apple is waiting for me.
Ooh, girl, the Ottawa apple.
She's waiting.
Ooh. Maybe we should try, like, we should definitely get the ones that we liked, but also try some of the ones.
Yeah, I want to try some different ones. Like,
and I'm hoping to get a shot minus the arm hair this time. But that's just my preference, so.
Right. I'm hoping that was just like a fiber.
I'm pretty positive that was like an arm hair. I'm hoping it wasn't a pubic hair, but I'm pretty positive that it was an arm hair. And I like had to pull it out of my mouth. And it was like curly and I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I gag really easily.
I'm sorry. But anyway.
I think I'm okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you gag.
It's okay.
That was
what
crazy.
What did Cinderella say when she got to the ball? What? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would greatly appreciate that, Disney. Thank you.
Nope.
Yeah.
If you had said something like to the attendant,
they would have given me my money back. Or a new shot.
Well, they probably would have given like free drinks or a lightning lane or something, like one of those.
Yeah, they probably would have. I mean, we were splitting it and it was one shot. So you had the first half and then the second half was the messed up one.
I'm sorry. You got the short end of that straw.
Well, it was long end, if you want to know, if you know what I'm saying. But
it's the long end of the hair.
Yeah.
But yeah. Sorry about that. Ooh. Yeah, we'll try different stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that'd be good. Anyway.
I'm so excited. Wow.
All right, well, bye, guys. See ya.
See ya.
Have a good day.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Drink some water.
And follow us.
Relax your shoulders.
Unclench
your jaw.
Yeah.
Sit up straighter.
Okay. Okay, bye.
Bye.